Hi, in this video we're going to go over how to do a free criminal background check in the state of Massachusetts. To get started, visit massachusettspublicrecords.com. I'll have a link in the description. You can click on that or just type it into your browser. On the homepage you'll notice quite a few public record databases available. These can be useful when it comes to background checking, but in this video we're going to focus on specifically criminal related information. So to get started, hover over more records and click on inmate search. And what you'll notice is we cover the most populous counties, and hoping to add more soon. What happens when a criminal record starts is a arrest happens, typically by like a police department or a local sheriff's department. The individual gets arrested, charged with a crime, and taken to jail. They go through the booking process. Like they get fingerprinted, identified officially, their mugshot is taken, and then they get charged officially. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're guilty of the crime, but this is the beginning of the record. And so in some cases, the public can access this information and even look this information up. Now, each county will do it differently. In some counties, the sheriff's department doesn't give you a public database. Some of them will. If they don't, you can always submit a request, but some of them will just provide information. As an example, I'll just look something up, just basic information, nothing much. I noticed in the state of Massachusetts, it is a little bit difficult to access certain information, particularly criminal related information. So I'll show you the best ways how to go about it. So after they go through the arrest process, the jail process, they will have to see a judge eventually. So they'll either get released, they'll post bail, or sometimes they're kept in jail until they see a judge. And so when it comes, if you want to hover over other records and click on more records, and then click court records, and you'll see the Massachusetts court system. So anything from the appellate court all the way down to land court. And so each of this does a particular job. In the case of criminal records, what you're looking for is felony and lower level crimes. And so the types of courts you have are going to be, for instance, Boston Municipal Court, district courts, superior courts, and they have a centralized system, and I just clicked on the link here, where you can research this information. The only problem is they don't necessarily give up a lot of criminal information. They just don't let you search it like using a name. So let me show you how they do it. So you would have to select a particular court, and as we have spoken earlier, you have your superior court, you have your district court, and municipal courts. So you can just select one of these types of courts, and then you have to select a division, and then from this point on you can do a name search. The problem is it's pretty much only small claims and civil records that they will let you do by a name search. Now, when it comes to background checking, some of these can be useful, and these are free databases, but this video is particularly about criminal records. And so if you did want to search by case type, and let's say you selected criminal, the only thing that they're allowing me to do is search by dates. And so that limits what I can do via the internet when it comes to criminal background checking. Now, one thing, if you haven't noticed here, under each of the courts, we do give you a link, but it does say on-site public terminal present. And so what a public terminal is, it's where you physically go to a court, and they have these special, pretty much computers, these special research stations, and you can access court records from there. And that's pretty much your option to do to look up anybody for free, is to go to one of these public terminals and research this information on site. So Court of Clerk's office typically will have this information available for you. I know you got to jump through some hoops here, but I am going through all the possibilities here. There are a few states in the United States that make it kind of difficult to research this information using court records, and Massachusetts happens to be one of them. A lot of them let you do this fairly easily via the internet, either at the county or the state level. So I guess you got to work with what you got, and I'm just going through all the possible resources that you have available to you. So after the court, the individual will be either found guilty or not guilty, and they will have to, the judge will end up setting either they'll pay a fine or they will serve some time. And in the case that they have to serve time, what happens is if it's under 12 months, they'll stay like at a local jail. If it's over 12 months, typically more serious crimes, they will have to go to a prison, and prison facilities are managed by the Massachusetts Department of Corrections, and they actually have a database that you can find inmates using within their system, and you can also submit public record requests to the department. Another thing that you need to consider is also researching the sex offender registry. Now, when it comes to doing a criminal background, this is another database you should definitely be checking. It's also free, and you're able to do it statewide. So with that said, consider also using the name search box on top. Now, this tool is not free, but it pulls records from its public records, court records, real estate information, criminal and arrest information, financial records, private databases like cell phone records, previous addresses. So it can be useful because it pulls all these databases together, and it doesn't just pull records from the state of Massachusetts. It goes outside the state too, so multiple states, and it centralizes all of this information into a single search system. So it's almost instantaneous. Like, you'll find out fairly quickly if the individual you're looking up has any records available within the system. What's great about it is it does save you time, but also if somebody, say, has a record in the state of Washington or maybe in Tennessee and they're living in Massachusetts now, and people do move around quite a bit these days. If you're just researching, say, at a particular county in Massachusetts, or maybe doing a statewide search in Massachusetts, you're not necessarily going to pick up, say, what happened in Washington or in Tennessee, possibly. So it gives you an opportunity to catch things outside the state as well. So great tool to add to your arsenal. It's instantaneous, so you can figure out fairly quickly if it's going to be useful for you or not. So once again, it's MassachusettsPublicRecords.com. Come on down and get started on your free criminal background check in the state of Massachusetts. Thank you.